Recently, we got contacted by Campus France, which is the educational arm of the French embassy here in Nigeria. They deal with anything education in France. And they were organizing their annual France Alumni Day, which is the day where Nigerian alumni that have come back from France and are doing amazing stuff are celebrated, and they bring them, they have a panel session, they have a conference where they talk about their experience, enlightening other people considering studying in France. And typically after the conference, there's usually a job fair where students can interact with employers, and some of them can learn internships, some of them can get jobs, and it's always a wonderful experience for both the facilitators and the students alike. We documented the event last year and we're so excited to get the call again this year. And for this year, we handled the full media production for them. That is photography, videography, and live stream. For the live stream, we had a 3-man team on that. It was led by Gideon Ayodele and 2 other camera operators, and we're streaming to their Facebook platform because they had quite a number of followers and engagement on Facebook. Besides streaming to Facebook, we also streamed to a second location in the same building because the first location we're using was filled to capacity. And the location they used for this particular event was the Alliance Française building. That's Mike Adenuga in Ikoyi, Lagos. And for photography, I was in charge of photography, and I was running with a very light setup. I was using just one camera, but I was using 2 lenses. The first lens I was using was a 16-35, and the reason why I like to use this lens is that when you are working with high profile individuals, you don't always have enough distance to get some shots, and you don't have enough time to get as far away as possible because there are content creators, there are other content people, there are videographers, everybody's there. So you want to get as close as possible to the action and get your shot. That's why I always prefer to have a wide shot as wide as 16. So even if I am close, I am literally this close to the subject, I can still get my shot. And if I'm far away, I can zoom all the way 35, take my shot and crop it in post if I need to even push in a lot more. And the camera body we're using for this is the Canon R6 Mark II. And I paired that setup with the 85mm f1.8 Canon lens. It's an old lens but performs wonders. Typically I use this long lens for like the headshots, somebody's talking on the podium, individual portrait style audience reaction, people are having conversations, because in conferences like this people are discussing and saying stuff and you don't want to go all the way up to their faces. You want to give them some distance, so I prefer to use the 85 for that. You can stay far away but still get like really beautiful close-up shots, and that was the mix I was using. So the 16-35 was like for the group shot, for the wide shots, for the stage shot, for the audience shot, and then the close-up shot on the 85.
I handled videography that day, and my setup was the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and with it I used the 17-50mm. We're using the Giant Crane 2S for stabilization, and I also paired that setup with the Desview A5 Pro. I paired it with 17-50mm because it gave me a lot of range. I could go wide at 17, and when I need to focus in on an action or on a speaker, I could go all the way to 50mm, and I had everybody nice and crisp. The lighting in the hall wasn't so great, so on that day we came with 4 lights. We came with the Giant Motors B300. We used the Sutuphoto P230. We now had 2 Sutuphoto P160s. So the P160s were at the back, and then the 300 and the 230 were closer to the stage in front.
For this project, we had a couple deliverables. We had about 6 in total. We had to deliver a highlight video, which was about 2 minutes, and 1-minute interviews of the panelists and high achieving students, people that got this scholarship. But before we got any clips or even did any work in post-production, we already did a whole pre-production of what we wanted this edit to look like, especially for the highlights. The interviews were standalone, kind of straightforward, straight to the point, but the highlights wanted it to look a bit dynamic, interesting, because this is a corporate event. It can get boring very, very easily. So we wanted to keep the interest, but also make sure that we are passing across the message and also giving the vibe of the entire event that we had there. Even though this was an event where it's supposed to be just videographers capturing the event, we decided to choreograph some situations, getting like, for instance, the shot of the banners so that we could animate the text on them, or the way the shots of the people came in so that we could speed ramp into it. The shot of elements that we could animate here and there. We also got like the empty space and then got the space filled up so that we can do like a seamless transition. Just little things that were not really part of the situation, but then we just got them so that we could in post add some more interest to the video.
So for communication, we're running the Hollyland Solidcom SC system, and honestly that was the first time we're using it on production, and it was such a beautiful experience because we were streaming to a second location like an overflow. It was seamless to communicate from Gideon behind the computer to his camera crew to every single one of us on ground. Coordination was seamless, connection was easy, and if you're running a media production company and you're running big sets where everybody's scattered around, this is a game changer. You don't have to be shouting on top of your voice, hey! Just speak into the communication system, and it was such a beautiful experience for every single one of us. And yeah, that was how we ran a 6-person operation to document this event, and we delivered exceptional work for them. Campus France is happy, we are happy, and if you want to document something like this for your project, for your event, or for your organization, send us a DM and I'll be happy to come over, discuss with you, and document your project in the best way we can. All right, see you in the next one.